Hello again. Eric Kingsley here from Kingsley, Lie. Got out of court again, had a successful day, and I wanted to take a moment here to talk to you a little bit about wrongful termination. What is wrongful termination? People really don't understand that concept very well. It seems self-evident, but in many ways it's not. Wrongful termination has to be wrongful. Well, what does that mean? So in the state of California and generally in most states across the country, you're an at-will employee. And what that means is that you can be terminated at any time for any reason. I tell my clients sometimes, we had a rule that at our firm, that if you wore a purple shirt to work, that you would be fired on the spot, no questions asked. People say, that's ridiculous. That's wrongful termination. Well, actually not. So long as I'm not discriminating against you because of your race, your gender, your sexual orientation, or any other protected classification, that's a legal policy. It's a stupid policy, but it's legal. And under the law, you would not be entitled to make a claim for wrongful termination. In order for it to be wrong, it has to fit into specific categories. For example, if I terminate you because you're over 40, that's an age discrimination case. If I terminate you because you're Black, that's a race discrimination case. If I terminate someone because they're Protestant, that would be a religious discrimination case. If I terminate somebody because they're gay, that would be a sexual orientation discrimination case. And if I terminate someone because they're pregnant, that would be a gender discrimination case, and so on and so on. Those are specific cases about who you are as a person. But then there can also be wrongful termination cases based upon what you do or the workplace dynamics. For example, if you're an investigator, or even if you're not an investigator and you find some kind of illegal activity, the typical case will happen where there's some kind of wrongdoing that the company is engaged in, and somebody mentions that. An accountant could say that the taxes aren't being done properly. Quality control person could say that they're violating some sort of regulation of state or federal law and reports that up the chain or to some sort of governmental official. And then you're fired or demoted or some other adverse employment action is taken. That could be a wrongful termination. One last way that can occur is if you report sexual harassment, you report other type of wrongdoing to your employer, they do investigation, some time passes, and then you get fired for some other reason. So it can't really be tied necessarily exactly to the activity in question. Well, if that happens within 90 days, you have a presumption that you were retaliated against, and that can be a wrongful termination. If it happens after 90 days, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but you could still establish that it's a wrongful termination and that the activity in question, the protected activity that you engaged in, was the real reason for the termination, not the reason that the employer is saying that they terminated you for. Some of this gets a little complicated, so feel free to call one of the attorneys here at Kingsley, Lie and get a free consultation. The phone number is below, and we're happy to help. Thank you.